Hi there and welcome to AMP3 TV. Today we're going to look at the new S series from Sony, which has a couple of really killer features about it. At first glance, the new S series from Sony looks quite like some of the other Sony models. However, there are a couple of key benefits here and real USPs in the market. The first being that this Sony player supports BBC iPlayer. Absolutely fantastic feature. In addition to that, though, it also supports Napster, and it comes with a 3-month Napster trial. Now this gives you access to every song on the Napster database, and that is about 6 million tracks. In fact, here's a challenge for you. Go on Napster and think of a track you've bought, try and find one they don't have. It's fantastic. It's like having the entire back catalogue for every artist you've ever heard of at the click of a switch. Now the controls on the player are quite straightforward. Basically they look like a lot of the other Sony players. It's got a circular wheel on it, you can have jog through, you've got a menu button, you've got a power button, you've got volume buttons at the side. Nothing earth-shattering here, but functionally they work perfectly. There's a beautiful weight to the buttons, the build quality of the player is superb. In addition to that, when you actually go into the player and look through the menus, they're very well laid out, clear and precise. Nothing hugely flashy about them, but it's that old adage, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So moving on to the screen, it's a 2-inch LCD screen. It's clear, it's crisp. Yep, I'm not going to watch feature movies on it, but if I am watching programs or something on the way to work, obviously BBC iPlayer here would be ideal for it. Pull it out your pocket, it's easily good enough to watch and a couple of episodes or something, or a film at a push. Now video file support is handled through the software that comes with the unit, but natively it will support AVC, MPEG-4 and WMV. Quite a comprehensive list. As I've alluded to earlier in this review, the key video application for me is the fact that this player supports BBC iPlayer. Now BBC iPlayer allows you to access the last 7 days of programs from the BBC and then basically download them to your PC and put them on the unit. Now it is that simple. So you can choose whatever shows you've missed, pop them on this little player, you've got them for the commute. Brilliant. Sound, well it's a Sony. You'd expect the sound to be nice, crisp and clear, and no surprises here it is. In addition to that though, they've brought in some really nice little touches to try and boost the sound coming from your MP3 files. Now these include things like DSEE, clear bass and clear stereo. The player does come with some of Sony's EX series headphones, and these make a big difference. They're much better than the usual headphones you find packaged with players and really bring the audio up a lot. Another really cool feature on this player is a new Sony system called SensMe. Now this uses an algorithm to look at your music and analyze it and basically find music that's similar to it that you might like and organize it likewise. It works quite well. It can give some amusing results depending what you're listening to, but by and large it's a nice little attempt at something different here. The battery life on this player though is back to Sony's best. You've got a great 40 hours for audio, 10 hours for video. Very impressive. This player is available on either 8GB or 16GB. Now, 16GB will enable up to about 60 hours of video, which I think for most people is more than adequate. Now, Sony thankfully dropped their proprietary software a couple of years ago, and this player, although it does come with some software, you can just drag and drop straight onto it. The software supplied we really just recommend using for the video. So overall then, having a look at the new S series from Sony, it's a very solid bit of kit, beautifully made and constructed. But the key features here for me are the iPlayer support and Napster support. It really does open up the product to the user to help you maximize and get the most out of this unit. The pricing on this model is also spectacularly competitive. Really, I can't recommend it highly enough. It's a great product. So scores for the Sony S series. Value, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal pricing for these capacities. The value is just spectacular. Take into account the reliability of these players and you really have a phenomenal product. Features, 8 out of 10. A lot of the players quite standard, but the iPlayer compatibility and the ability obviously to use Napster with it as well It's phenomenal. The SensMe is a bit of a gimmick in all honesty, but I found it quite entertaining. Design, 8 out of 10. It's very attractive if it looks like they've gone back a bit in time. It has the Sony family face now, and I'm sure this is a conscious decision on Sony's part because the buttons and the interface feel decidedly old school. That, however, in this case is a very good thing. Audio, 9 out of 10. It is very, very competent. It might not have the sheer punch of the absolute best, but the quality is undeniable and the included earphones are great. Video, hard one to score this. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. It got more than it probably would have done otherwise thanks to the iPlayer support, which is fantastic. But Sony possibly are lagging a bit behind with screen sizes. The screen itself is very good and bright with a great resolution, but products like the Samsung P2 show you how you can fit a big screen onto a smaller player. 2 inches really too small for anything other than TV shows. Overall, I'm going to give this product 9 out of 10. Solid is the best way to describe this player. And really it's the BBC iPlayer support and the Napster support that I think make this product what it is. The fact obviously that you have the no hassle everyday player that sounds good, has fantastic battery life, but in addition to that has iPlayer and Napster functionality, then this really is a very sensible choice. Please check out the website for more information and thanks for watching.